to see Hannah. And welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Now, you're a Herbalife sponsor,
Get the gear up.
I think that looks better.
Thanks.
Herbalife sponsored athlete.
Yep.
How many Herbalife events have you been to?
This is my first, and I'm totally blown away.
Okay, so Herbalife sponsoring you. How did you actually tell us the story? How did you come to find Herbalife, or how did it find you?
Yeah, so I've been competing in the sport you just watched, sprint hiking, for almost 10 years now, and the last few years racing overseas at World Cups and World Championships. This brand Herbalife kept reappearing with some of the world's top class paddlers, and I'm talking world champions. Like, these people are just totally impressive, and there'd always be this great sort of Herbalife jumping castle and marquee, and it's like, what is this all about? This has obviously got something to offer. And I came home, and through the Lifesaving Club down at Glenelg, knew Charlie, who works here in Adelaide, and had a chat with her to see what products had to offer, and you know, asked if I could come on board. So it's all very exciting.
Fantastic. So not only does it have a big profile amongst athletes in Europe, you've come home to Australia, and corporate staff who not only look after us in all these other ways, have actually connected you as an athlete with Herbalife directly.
Absolutely. So I'd really like to thank Charlie for that link.
Yes. And so there are a lot of other nutrition companies out there, and probably most athletes would supplement with something. Why Herbalife? Why that specific drink?
I think, you know, I looked at these athletes who were world class, and when you get to that level of being an elite athlete, you need that little bit of something to get above the rest. And Herbalife just appealed to me with the energy and the great profile that it has with its athletes. So I thought, well, you know, what have I got to lose? I was beginning a new program, and I was looking for new ways to lean up and find those little bits of extra energy. And after chatting with Charlie and the guys at Herbalife, I thought this could really work.
Okay. And so what did you start off taking? How did you actually begin your program?
Yeah, initially I was just taking things like the multivitamin complex and the joint support and the Rosox and those sort of things. So I wasn't on to Formula One and that sort of thing straight away, but that's certainly come in later on.
Okay. And like you sort of touched on what type of health or wellness results that you wanted to get. So could you just expand on that a little bit? Like, what were you really after with Herbalife?
Yeah. Well, my sport is the power to weight ratio is extremely important. Like, you've got to be as light as you can, but as efficient and strong as you can and powerful. So I was looking for that opportunity to lean up and trim down while not being detrimental to my energy and my power and all of that sort of stuff. Because, I mean, it takes a lot of energy to get across that line. So when I came home from events, I was like, how am I going to trim up but not be detrimental towards my training and my competing? And with the Herbalife products, I was able to do that. I was able to come on board with the Formula One shakes, drop a bit of weight, and actually increase my energy levels. So it's been great.
So it was very important that you got the weight down a little bit without losing muscle.
Exactly.
So that your power stayed high, the weight came down. Improved, that's right, yes.
And I've seen PBs recently in my power output while the weight continues to come down. So,
that's fantastic. And so how much weight did you lose, or can you talk percentages?
Probably in the last 6 months I've looked at about a 20% actual fat loss. So, you know, when you're getting to the 0.03, that's what makes a difference.
Okay, so the next Olympics you'd like to be a little bit further ahead of the other two crews?
Yeah, I'm hoping to jump the silver.
Okay, so fat loss, energy goes up, muscle mass probably goes up a little. What other sort of health things have you noticed, like stamina or?
Absolutely, and so I've really sort of personalised my program and used things like the protein powder, which I'll add to my shake, just to give me that extra sort of energy and strength. half my hunger for a little bit longer in the morning, and while still, having plenty of energy. So I've definitely seen some great results from that. And then I enjoy things like the joint support complex. I've really noticed. I mean, my body's under a lot of stress and strain, and that's all sort of settled down quite significantly, which is great. And I really enjoy things, like the power bars between meals when I am just on the go and running between things is a great way to snack and once again stay on top of that hunger. Yeah.
So the protein bars are giving you that, 10 grams thereabouts of protein and only 130 calories. Their sugar content is low.
And the great thing about them is that I'll often back up training sessions, so there's not an opportunity to have a big meal. And the protein bar tastes great and it's small, and it gives me what I need to get through that next block. Yeah.
So the protein bars, I mean, obviously that's such a convenient way of actually getting the extra protein.
Yeah.
And then you talked about your shakes with Formula One, which, as we all know, is complete food, so it contains all the nutrients that the body needs in that. And then you've added extra protein to that in the personalised protein powder. Again, you really just fine-tune?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm in the gym and I'm on the water and I'm running, and so it really has been a bit of tinkering to get it right, but I'm really happy with the end result.
And so therefore the food that you're eating, quite apart from your shakes, that'd be very carefully selected?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm on a fairly strict regime with that, but I like to, have the colourful meals with all your veggies and your salads, and, that's all still very important.
Healthy shakes, healthy meals.
And
you don't smoke or anything, do you?
No.
I don't think there's too many people here that smoke. But that would be very important not to smoke, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, good.
No, just smoking.
Okay. And you also mentioned, you touched on the joint support complex.
Yep.
So what have you found, and how your body's under a lot of stress?
Yeah.
So the joint support complex is obviously the glucosamine, which does the repair of joints, repair of soft tissues, etc. It's got the antioxidants in it, the anti-inflammatory. So how have you actually, the anti-inflammatory manganese that is, so how have you actually felt taking that?
It was really interesting because I've had some quite odd injuries over the years. That all sorts of physio and stuff hasn't really been able to clear, and so when I started coming on board with this, I just noticed naturally it didn't bother me as much, and everything started to settle down, and I think I could use the term I just had a happier body. So with that joint support complex and then things like the Rosox on top of it giving me those extra antioxidants, I had just this really great sense of being aware of my body and how well it actually felt, and my mind as well. So,
a happier body.
Yeah.
Isn't that a nice expression? A happier body, just felt better. And the injuries themselves seem to...
Yeah, well, so far so good.
Have you still been getting, I mean, you're obviously training incredibly hard, so I would imagine you get little injuries and twinges and things like that. So is that part of what you mean?
You do, they flare up, but I must admit in recent times, the frequency of it has been far less. So, which means I can train more and I can train harder, which means, reaching those goals is all the more attainable.
So just giving the body the nutrients that it needs, the body obviously responds. You've noticed that so clearly.
So clearly,
So there's the joint support complex that you've been taking. The Herbalife I, I think you
mentioned as well.
You've added that in.
Yeah, just that together with the joint support, I find they go really well hand in hand.
So do you tend to actually have sore spots most of the time now, or?
I'm pretty good right now.
Yeah, good. And what about things like recovery?
Yeah, recovery, well that's where the protein is also really important to help out, the muscle recovery and rebuild itself. So I'm a big advocate for protein, it's great. Yeah, and